Welcome to season 2 of the Fit to Love podcast show. Welcome to Fit to Love, Movement Mondays, all about exercise, all about movement, all about you. Enjoy the show. Having a hard time losing weight and can't figure out why? Did you know there are 7 factors that contribute to weight loss resistance? Come on over to fittolove.tv/quiz and find out if one of those factors is sabotaging you. Today's show, a ball row. We covered the row in the gym with the proper form. So please, if you haven't watched that, go back and watch that. It's going to be very important for today, and I'm not going to go over in detail all of the different ways to engage properly all the muscles involved in a row. We also went over a one-arm row and the rear delt row, all in the gym. And so now, what happens when you don't have a gym? What happens when you don't have tubing? You can use a ball. And in fact, I would recommend a ball over lunging because when we were doing it in the gym, we had the force coming from in front of us. It was a cable. And in case of tubing, again, you could position tubing so where you're not gravity based, and now you have a horizontal resistance, and you don't have to worry about stability or any other muscle, and you can really load it heavy because now you're not worried about anything else except using your back muscles. So what happens when you start to use gravity-based things like weights, you have to stabilize your body. And if you're doing a lunge position or a bent over row, your back has to do as much stabilization as your arm has to do and your back muscles have to do pulling the weight. So I would definitely recommend that you do a ball over a lunging position to take the pressure off your midsection and really put the weight and the resistance where you want it, which is in your back muscles. When you get into a gravity-based exercise with the ball and with free weight, you're not going to need as much weight. So for a woman, I would say start with, these are 5 pounds, start with 3 or 5 pounds if you're a beginner, and 8 pounds or 10 pounds. If you're a guy, even if you do one-arm rows or lift a lot at the gym, I would start this with no more than 20 or 25 pounds because you really want to get the form right. You want to get the muscles. What's the point of doing an exercise if you're not actually activating the muscles you're trying to target, right? This isn't about doing a motion. This is about adding resistance to a muscle so that you can get results, right? So you're going to get on the ball. And if you have, this ball needs a little bit of air, so I definitely make sure your ball is really pumped up. When you get on the ball, if you have really long arms or if your ball's not large enough, you are not going to be able to do the full retraction that we did in the row in the gym, which would be the best way to activate and get all those muscles in there. So what you're going to have to do is a combination of retraction of the shoulder blade and shoulder extension at the same time because you're not going to be able to straighten your arms out. So you might be able to add a little bit more weight. You're not going to want to rest on the ground. So just a few things to think about the difference between a row upright where you can really focus on retraction first. You're not going to be able to do that on the ball. So you're going to put the ball underneath your stomach and you're going to come on your toes. Most important part, you can't do this. We can't do this exercise. Now I'm up against a wall just for filming purposes, but you can absolutely be up against a wall to help, or you can not be against the wall and help with stability. You're going to make sure that you start with a little bit of spinal extension. You want to utilize all these muscles to stabilize, and your hips, to stabilize your body position. And then we're going to grab the weights and focus on retraction of my shoulder blades and extension of my shoulders. So this motion, okay? It's not about bring the weight towards me. It never has anything to do with the weight in space, okay? It always has to do with your muscles. So just remember, forget the weight is there. Really focus on shoulder blades and shoulders, and even like your elbows are gonna touch each other in the back. You wanna think about all the muscle around your rib cage. So for ladies, it's your bra area, and for guys, it's the back of your chest. All that rib cage musculature pulling into the center of your spine to really maximize your back muscles. So weights are here, and you're going to exhale as you pull back. In fact, I would not even grip the weight, because if you grip the weight, you're going to be focused on the weight. So let your fingers be loose and really focused in the back, okay? Shoulder blades, shoulders, and then you bring the arms in. But do not start with the bicep, otherwise you're going to miss your back. Exhale on the way back, inhale on the way down. Do not rest, do not put them on the ground. Exhale back, and inhale forward. Now you can adjust your body on the ball depending on how much of you want to have extended. Find whatever is most comfortable for you. Start off with 3 sets of 25 to 30 reps at a 4-second rep speed, and if that's not hard enough, then increase the weight. Enjoy your ball row.